and show my screen. Cool bean. And we're looking at a Lyoness video on Vimeo. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
Very cool.
Yes. Yep.
So Lyoness team webinar. Guys, I thought we would do something a little different today because, and I'm not trying to pitch our software. Most people looking at this probably already have it. And if you don't, that's fine. You can do exactly what I'm going to talk about manually. But I've been running our auto-engage software, and it is so incredibly slick. Gloria, it's like, you know, I'm like looking at it and saying, well, dog, I got all these people to talk to again. How did that happen? You know, it's like I've got like, oh, well, now I got to actually sit here and interact with humanity. Go figure. But it is amazing how hang on a minute. Mark, that was you. We had a ton of static on the line. So, Gloria, I just opened up the chat and Don says, it's not me, I'm muted. He's the usual culprit. I will admit, Don, you were the first person I went to see who that was. Mark, you're muted, so sorry about that, buddy. If you want to talk, just, you know, let us know in the chat, and we can definitely work that out. But anyway, I've been cranking up the software, and I want to show you all how I'm using it. And it is really slick, and it's really amazing, and this is a great way for people in Lyoness to create conversations with other people very easily and move those conversations along to, hey, let's learn about Lyoness. So here's the software, Auto-Engage. And this is not a pitch for the software because actually we're closing this tonight. So if you don't get it by midnight tonight, you ain't going to get it. But at least not right now. Basically, I just run it as per the instructions, et cetera, and it goes over to LinkedIn, and it makes endorsements, it likes posts, it views profiles, it congratulates. But let me tell you where I take it from there. I was actually looking at my profile views, which are going up, even though I've neglected LinkedIn for some time now. I've been so busy. So I got all these people reaching back out to me, and I want to show you all a conversation. Now, this may or may not go somewhere. They're all not going, I don't even know how to say that sentence. It is not true that they're all going to go somewhere, okay? You know, a lot of them just die on the vine, and that's okay because especially if you got a little software going, or even if you don't, you can do this manually. Then you can manage these conversations, and a few of them will come to fruition. And I want to tell you, I was doing a ton of this last summer, like a massive ton, and honestly getting a little frustrated with it. I want to tell you how I solved that and what works better than what I was doing, although what I was doing was working. So check this girl out, Erica, okay? Let's look at where, let me find her first message. See, all these look, yesterday, I mean, all this stuff is from yesterday, right? Yesterday and day before from, let's see if Erica's back. Here's Erica. Okay, look at this. Thank you very much. Basically, the software goes out, it congratulates her. I think it was a job change, but actually she's a network marketer, and she had changed companies from It Works, if you've ever heard of that company, to another company. So, you know, software goes out and finds her, it notices that she's changed something, it congratulates her. And then I see, you know, I just log on like the next day and I see up here, right, up in here that she messaged me back and said thank you. So let's see what I did next. Let's find the next part of this conversation. Let's look at that one. Yeah, so look, this is software. Okay, I didn't do this. Software did this. Congrats on the new gig. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. Now, this is me. Okay, so basically, when you see these little red numbers up here, that's time for you to jump into action and start moving these conversations along. So I said, you bet, Erica, how's It Works working for you? Now, It Works is an MLM, and I got that piece of information just by looking up here, Erica Ivy, independent distributor, It Works Global. Well, she's no longer with It Works. She's a brand promoter for Lavelle, another MLM. And then let's see where we are here. I think if I open up this one, it'll show the whole thing. There's how you doing, no longer. Very cool. Why did you quit It Works? I don't know a lot about them, but there are a lot of people doing that, all of which is true. In other words, now why would I say that? I'm asking a question because I want to further the conversation. I mean, this young lady is obviously someone who is interested in things similar to Lyoness. And I'm trying to build a relationship with her. And it's just like the old cocktail party thing, the old Chamber of Commerce thing. You don't just walk in and start mouthing off about yourself. You ask people questions about them, okay? Say, hey, what do you do for a living? Great, how long have you been doing that? Oh, very cool. You like it? You know, et cetera, et cetera. So let's see what happens next. Now here she's kind of getting into network marketer mode because she's basically starting to give me a bunch of junk about her company. I love what I do, sharing ways to get healthy with people, but I just lost my passion for that product, the It Works thing, and lost faith in the company. My need to help others still remain, but I found another product I fell in love with, and that worked every time for every person. I guess wrapping your tummy up in cellophane doesn't work for everybody. I've never tried that. But, so I answer. I say, very cool. Having faith in the company product is key. I was in another company for a while. Didn't really have an issue with the company per se. Just wasn't a good fit for me. Once I got the right company, things started taking off. Now look, why would I say that once I got with the right company? Because see, we're talking about the right company. I got the right company, Lyoness. So, you know, I mean, if she wants to pursue this, then we need to start talking about why Lyoness is the right company. So I'm setting myself up there. Yes, exactly. You have to love what you're doing to be successful. You know, smiley face. Notice she's on her phone the whole time. And that's as far as that got. Now, what I used to do is I used to get all frustrated at about this point, okay, because I used to think, oh no, another conversation died. This is never going to go anywhere. This isn't going to work. And, you know, think all those self-defeating thoughts when, in point of fact, let me just clue everybody in on mindsets of different kinds of prospects for Lyoness. You have network marketers, people who are already in a company. They're like a sine wave. Okay, they're, you know, when they get into a company, they are emotionally very invested. And for most people, it just doesn't work. And then they fall out of love. And, you know, when they fall out of love, they're susceptible to doing something else. Frankly, they're probably just going to continue that same pattern until they, I don't know, how would you put this without sounding harsh?
Oh, go ahead and sound harsh.
Grow up? I'm serious. Until they realize that, I know I was talking to Mike the other day and I was saying, yeah, you know, people need to understand that if you sell 1 out of 100 people, you're doing well. And Mike, who used to run phone rooms, says, yeah, 1 out of 100 people is really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so your non-salespeople, people who are not somehow in the business of talking to other human beings about opportunities, think that you talk to 8 people and 3 of them are going to sign up. And if 3 of them don't sign up, then there's something wrong with the company that you're in. When in point of fact, if you talk to 100 people and 1 of them signs up, you're doing really well. You just need to talk to a whole bunch of people faster, which is what social media allows you to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I used to like want to push and control this conversation from this point forward. But that's when I realized, well, A, she's in a new company. It's like she's got a new boyfriend, right? I mean, I know that sounds just really so 1970s, but it's like she's got a new boyfriend. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she's just in love with a new thing, right? And getting her off of that game right now is going to be just well nigh impossible. So there's no reason in trying. This conversation actually ended up doing exactly what this conversation needed to do. It put me on Erica's radar. And what that means is, as I put more content into LinkedIn, and I'm going to show you all another conversation in a minute, or the beginnings of another conversation. I either hadn't answered this guy or hadn't gone too far with her or something. But anyway, as I put more stuff in, she's going to say, oh, there's Lee. Oh, there's Lee. There's one of his videos. Well, let me look at that. She's over on YouTube. Oh, my God. This guy's crazy. He's got like 550 videos. Let me look at these. You know, man, this guy knows a lot of stuff. He does a lot of stuff, you know. So this gets her knowing about me. Because really, you're not going to get Erica out of Lavelle anytime soon. She has to fail at that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, psychologically, when she fails at that, then, because she's going to be bumping into me a lot through invites to webinars, through blog posts, through content, she's going to think, well, you know, Lee keeps talking about his team and how well they're doing. Maybe I should go over there and talk to him about, let's get some real training and understand how this stuff really works. See, that's how that happens. So you may wonder, well, okay, that's cool. You could do one of two things here, okay? Let's look at her profile. I mean, she's got a lot of gumption. You know, you got to give it to somebody who
Mm-hmm.
tries one company, and look, I don't know what those are, but she tries one
Those
company.
are all, Ascensia is kind of like it's a direct sales thing, so my guess is she might be an MLM junkie.
Well, yeah, she might be. And you know, either she's just, you know, looking for the magic pill,
Yeah,
or
that's,
or she just hadn't put it together. You know, I
mm-hmm.
mean, plenty of people are in 4 or 5 or 6 different companies before they put it together and make it work,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a learning curve. I mean, look at the poor girl's connections.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, so here you could do one of two things. Now, what I do is I do not keep track of individual people. I tried that. I've got 3.3 thousand first level connections now. It was driving me insane. And I thought, to heck with that, I'll just send everybody to a webinar every week and talk to them that way. I'll just invite a whole bunch of them and, you know, talk to them that way. And that actually does work. Now, hold the thought, but that question, but Lee, I don't have webinar software. I got you. Just hang on. Now, if you really want to keep up with her, you can keep up with her down here. See, you can do reminders. You can do a tag. You could remind yourself to talk to her. Excuse me, talk to her, make a little note. You could tag her like everybody you talked to in January. And then come March, this would be like the digital equivalent of the old tickler files that we used to use in sales.
Mm-hmm.
3x5 cards and big bins of cards, right? I mean, when I was selling real estate back in the day, I had like this giant shoebox of 3x5 cards. It had hundreds and hundreds of cards in it. And they were all lined out in terms of when to call people back. And a lot of what I did was just go through that thing and just call people back at the right time. So you could tag her and say January, and then at the 1st of March, January, February, March, so, 4 weeks later, 6 weeks later, however you measure it. Then at the 1st of March, you could go back and get all your January tags and then just go back and say, hey, Erica, just want to stay in touch with you. I hope Lavelle's working out for you. Let me know what's happening. So if you do that, then you stay on her radar. And then as people, it's going to help a lot if you are putting other content into LinkedIn so that they can find you on their own and they can position you on their own in their minds to be the thing that you want them to think of you as. I mean, if my profile says professional elephant trainer, this isn't going to work, right? Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's looking at her news feed. Here's another video of Lee's. Yeah, I remember Lee. He hit me up the other day and we talked about this and that and blah, blah, blah. And he's hit me up a couple of times. Man, the guy's a pro, She's, the guy's professional. So this is all how it works. You do this for a few months, you'll start recruiting a ton of people. Now, what I do is even easier. Because, Gloria, I got to get things down on kindergarten level.
Mm-hmm.
I just drive everybody to a webinar. And you could drive, you don't have to use a webinar. You could drive everybody to a Google Hangout. And a Google Hangout does not have to be you looking at the camera, by the way. You can do a Google Hangout where you're screen sharing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a Google Hangout is free. Yeah, the quality is a little rough right now, but big deal. Who cares? That's one of those nobody cares things. So you put people, you just, you make your little tag. I talk to Erica. Then come, February, you go back to all your January tags and you invite them to a hangout where you're going to talk about your company. You talk about that, right? Which is the webinar that we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you invite, you could say Erica. So next month, March, whenever, you could say Erica. This is a golden sentence that comes next. Erica, this may or may not be for you, but I'm holding a webinar about my company. It's no sales pitch. I'm just telling people about it. You're welcome to come. Now you think if Erica kind of like looked, had bumped into you on LinkedIn and thought, like let's say Gloria puts a lot of content in there. Erica bumps into Gloria and wow, man, that person's a pro. She really knows her stuff, And so then Gloria reaches out to her and says, hey, get on this hangout with me. And, or look, if you're embarrassed, just do the hangout with nobody there, record it and put it up on YouTube and then drive everybody to the YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And, then just, at the end of the hangout, just say, hey, if you're interested in this, let me know. I know that sounds so incredibly simple, but Gloria, that, as we know, that works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it works amazingly well. So
yep.
You don't have to, this is not a veiled sales pitch for the software. You've got all of, 8 hours to buy it. But this does make life a little easier, okay? But you don't have to do that. I mean, you can go through here and just message people like I used to last summer. You get these people, you start conversations, you get on their radar, you don't try to micromanage or control the whole thing. You don't get upset if Erica doesn't say, please, please, please take me into your company, because she's not going to do that. She just got into Lavelle. Why would she do that? I mean, she would be like schizophrenic if she did that, I mean, I don't even know if you'd want her in your company, because next week she'd be in somebody else's company. She'd be a pain in the neck. So my point is, front load it with reaching out to a bunch of people. Start a bunch of conversation. And Many of them will work, and you will start getting people into your business. Let's look at another one. I think it's this guy. Let's go over to messages. I love these automated congratulations. I'm almost tempted to feel guilty about this. Now look at this. This is really interesting. This guy's with a company called World Ventures. I know some people in World. I think was he in World Ventures? Yeah, World Ventures right there. I know some people in World Ventures. It's a dynamite company. But check this out. How are you doing? I've seen your YouTube channel and some of your tips have helped. That's the power of content right there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the connection. Always great to connect with like-minded professionals. See, I just connected with him through software. So I'll say, World Ventures is a great company, which is true. How long have you been there? How's it going for you? I'm glad my YouTube videos could help. See, moving a conversation along. I think it was Eric Warray who said that really what we're doing is we're looking for people who are looking for us. If Eric is not looking for me or Gloria or Don or Mark, just naming people on the webinar, if Erica doesn't need one of us right now or ever, she doesn't need one of us. She's not looking. But all you're doing is just sifting through this and putting out these positive messages so that when somebody hits it, they think, wow, you know, I bet this would work if I was around a bunch of folks like that, like them, like that guy, like her, like apparently the cool stuff they're doing. I bet this would work if I was over there. So unless that goes through somebody's head, I mean, you can't make that go through somebody's head. So unless it's doing it already, unless they're looking for something else already, it's not going to work. So this guy says, thank you. Let's see what Steve's deal is. Sales supervision manual, manager, annuities, insurance, Ameriprise? Is that one of those insurance MLMs?
Yeah, no, it's like Charles Schwab or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this guy is a straight up financial guy. Yeah, you know, serious guy, serious about his career. Okay, so he's a loan officer with GMAC and all that. So you bet Steve saw that you were a loan officer. Let me not screw up here and say something stupid. So now he's with sales supervision manager, annuities and insurance.
I'm going to mute, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Is Con acting up? How's the insurance business treating you? Got a lot of friends who are loan officers. In both businesses, really. Which do you like better? This is no more than if you're standing in a Chamber of Commerce meeting or a party and the guy says, yeah, I'm in insurance. I used to be a loan officer. And I'm starting conversation. Oh, that's cool. I got a bunch of friends who are loan officers and some friends in insurance. What made you make the change? Starting a conversation. Okay, so we'll see where that goes. All of that was, the beginnings of that, though, was powered by software. Let's see about Tina Louise. VP Operations Lone Star Pest Solutions. Oh, we need to look at this a minute. Why is that funny?
No, it's just see what she's about.
Yeah.
161 connections.
Argo Group International Holding, Lone Star Pest, Manager Business, VP Operations. Yeah, so she's basically a a corporate type in a medium-sized business.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tina. You bet, Tina. How long has she been in pest control? Argo Group International Holdings.
Oh, she's doing, okay, that is something.
International
Okay,
Underwriter. So she got out of pest control into whatever this is.
is that what it says, or is she doing, no, she's doing both of them. It looks like she's doing something that manager business development might be a part-time thing is what it looks like, because her pest holdings thing or pest control thing is currently going on too. Huh.
You think she's working both of these?
That's what it says in her profile, I think. It says both of them are present. See, it says January 2008 to present. Oh, she's a co-owner. Okay. So
Co-owner.
she's a part of that pest control.
Oh.
So she's doing that
So
on the part, yeah.
maybe the pest control business isn't working out all that well. So now my
Yeah,
dog's
that could
barking.
be.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I'm just trying to find something to ask her. You bet, Tina. Looked at your profile. Looks like you're in two very different businesses. There we go. I've done that.
Which do you like better or something like that? Yeah.
I've done that. Lots of work. Yeah, I like that. Which do you like better? And all I'm doing is just asking an innocuous question. That's all I'm doing. And most of these are going to go nowhere. Well, some good stuff is going to happen with every one of them is that people are going to remember late.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point they're going to get hit up by me or something from me, either through LinkedIn or through their email, that's going to invite them to a webinar. This is somebody who has bought some of our software, and the software actually congratulated this person, and they were wondering if it was software. So we'll just do smiley face. Now, that's not hard to do, folks, okay? And you can do that on a very part-time basis, and you can easily get one person into Lyoness per week doing that. You can either just keep up with the conversations, with the reminders and the tags, or you can do what I do, which is just sort of let the attraction marketing work and then invite people to some sort of event. Very cool. So that was really what I wanted to talk about today. What do y'all think?
Yeah, no, it's really good information, and it's good advice. And the thing is, it really, really is very, very easy. So LinkedIn is one of the easiest things to do. It really is.
Well, LinkedIn does not penalize you for reaching out on purpose as long as you keep it reasonable, like Facebook does.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Give me you said you didn't want to do it, but give me a little pitch about how your software engages these folks, because what I see you doing is just nice manual
Right,
entry,
right.
and
But look, see,
that part is not automated at all.
no, it's not, and it can't be. I mean, at some point you got to get the human
Right.
interaction in there. But look, see, Tina got a new job. Steve had a birthday. Gary got some sort of
Oh, I
new
see what you're
thing.
saying.
Erica got a new job. It was,
Promotion or something.
and something changed about their profile. And see, the software
Ah,
goes out and through congratulating people, looking at their profile, it pretends to be a human looking at their profile with a randomized set time that it looks at their profile. If they made some posts, it likes them and it will endorse them. So the software does that. So the thing is, Erica already kind of sort of knew who I was. I mean, I'd been on
Mm-hmm.
Erica's radar. So Erica says, thank you. And then now we're having a conversation. See, this is better than me just choosing someone at random and having a conversation with them. Because for one thing,
hmm.
not everybody's opening up LinkedIn every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know what to do with it. And they basically might not care. But, these people are using it. So software goes out and in an automated way gives me conversations to start.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
that's what it does. See, that way I don't have to come up here and see who's had a birthday, okay? And then go down there.
Right, which is what I did today manually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we were, Gloria and Mike and I were talking to someone who actually hires a person to do that. Because see,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way for you to, it's like pinging someone and saying, hey, I'm here, I'm here. And they
Hmm.
think,
Hmm.
oh, okay, cool. I wonder who that is. I'm going to go look at their profile. Well, if your profile has nothing to do with what that person needs in life at that moment, big deal. But what if it does? What if they're thinking, wow, I wish I could do what Lee does? Because my profile, this is like the fifth iteration of my profile. My profile basically says exactly what I do. So, wow, I wish I could do what Lee does. I've been daydreaming about that. I've been wondering how these people can make these kind of businesses work for themselves. He apparently can. Wow, that's pretty cool. I've been trying, but I'm failing. Now, if I was with a guy like that, I bet it might work. And then,
Exactly.
you top that off with a little video about stuff. Oh, there he is again. Man, the guy's I have people tell me all the time, Don, Lee, I see you everywhere. Uh, no, you really don't. Basically, you see me on YouTube and LinkedIn, and I just pings, I just use the platforms to spread it everywhere else. I mean, it's all done through automation. So,
Very good. Very good.
um, so that's how that works.
Cool. Cool beans, as a friend of mine would say.
I don't know why people make fun of me for that, but it's okay.
They remember you by it, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Mark's
Yeah.
Mark's made fun of me for that.
Yeah, this is a good way. This is kind of along the lines of what we teach in terms of how to bring something cold, kind of initial conversation, a thank you, and turn it into a prospect. And whatever you're selling or want to present to them, the same process applies. And the idea is to get a lot of these out, just like you were saying, because it's all a numbers
It's
game.
numbers, it's numbers.
Hmm.
But I think a huge breakthrough for me was when I didn't micromanage all these conversations.
Hmm.
Kind of like a politician going through a crowd shaking a ton of hands.
Right.
Instead of shaking someone's hand and talking to them and engaging them and getting them back into a corner of that they're going to vote for me. See what I'm saying? But it's not that. It's more of a numbers game. Hey, here I am. This is what I do. This is what I represent. You know, hi, how you doing? I mean, there's the personal thing, but it's got to have enough numbers. And I think when I let go of that, and when we started driving people to an event, you know, that's when it all started really working. Because then I didn't care if my conversations with the Ericas of the world ever worked out. Because, you know, when you double back, you know, like what I do is I download all my contacts, which you can do right here, guys. Let's just make sure that everybody knows how to do this. I mean, you can just come over here to, I guess it's keep in touch. It's this little wheel. If you click on that, export LinkedIn connections. See, when I download those, and then I go back with a copy and paste message and invite people to webinars, that works. And most people look at that and they think, I don't know who that is. But a lot of people, Erica's going to remember who that is when she gets invited. Say, oh, that's Lee. Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Nice guy. I read his profile. Man, Lavelle. I thought Lavelle was going to be cool. It's not. It's not working. I wonder if Lee knows what he's doing. I wonder if Lee could help me. Maybe I could learn something, at least on the webinar, that I could take over to Lavelle and make that work. Sure, I'll give it a shot. You know, then people do that. Right? I mean, that's what's happening in somebody's head. And you get enough people doing that, it all works out. People just raise their hand and say, hey, I was on the webinar 3 weeks ago. Can we talk? That's how that thing works. And it works really, really well. So there you have it, folks. Any questions? Mark, you got muted. So let me see if I unmute him. GoToWebinar updated their platform, and like all things that change, it's not as good. As a matter of fact, I just keep clicking on this attendees thing to open up that little attendees box, you know, so I can unmute Mark. Mark, I'm trying to unmute you. There you go. You're unmuted.
Aha. I'm unmuted. I can talk again.
You can talk again.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Mark?
No, it was very good. I thought it was very good. It's a great step-by-step going, you know, how to use LinkedIn to keep the conversation going. And to point out that, you know, not every conversation is going to go the way that you want it to go.
Most of them won't. Matter of fact, very few of them do. When I first started doing this, I was under the impression that what you do is you have these conversations, and then at some point down the line in some of the conversations, you know, you get people on the phone, because this is the way most people teach this, but it doesn't work. You get people on the phone, and then you get them into your deal, right? It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Sorry, but, you know, I don't know why people teach that. Maybe I'm just incompetent, but it just doesn't work that way. What works is more of a pulled back attraction marketing thing.
More of an exposure. You are just exposing yourself and creating relationships with people on LinkedIn in a massive way, so that whenever they do get your invite or they see some of your stuff, they remember it, basically.
See, I could take that conversation where it ended with Erica. Now we've had a very polite conversation. It's nice, you know. It's very positive on both sides. But if I pushed it more, you know, if I started getting needy, you know, would you please look at my thing, you know, that kind of stuff, then did I do that good?
Yeah.
Very good. I was impressed with that. That's
Me
good.
too.
And it's recorded too.
I know. It's here for posterity. But you know, if I started doing that needy whiny thing, and we've all been victims of that needy whiny thing on the other end, right? If I
Mm-hmm.
started doing that needy whiny thing, she's going to go from thinking Lee's class act to, God, what a jerk. I wish he'd just shut up and leave me alone.
It's either going to be either the needy whiny thing or the vomit thing.
One of those two. Neither one of
Mm-hmm.
those work. Both of those make you
Yeah.
look like a jerk, frankly.
Yep. Yeah, they
They,
do.
but it's even worse. They make you look like, well, they make you look needy.
Desperate.
They make
Exactly.
you look desperate. And nobody wants, you know, people who are winning at something are not desperate. They have posture. You know,
That's right.
it destroys your posture. It's kind of like, hey,
But
I'm
I
just
think
having, uh-huh.
somebody getting into this doesn't really have that posture, and they don't know, and they think that they need everybody instead of realizing you don't need any, you need people, but not any one particular person. And you
That's
just
well
don't
said.
realize there's so many people out there.
Yeah, that is a
It,
really good point. You need
mm-hmm.
people, but you don't need any one person. Yeah, that's a really
And
good
then
point.
when you're first starting, you're so afraid you're not going to get anybody. You just want to get, you know, oh God, you gave me a little of attention. You've got to be the one.
Yep, I got a target.
I got a
Yeah, I
target,
got
a warm
I got a
body
live.
that didn't,
Yep,
you know.
it got me a live
And
one.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Might do some of these weekly webinars as hangouts, just so that somebody doesn't walk around thinking they need to go to webinar to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, I mean, you could just like record. Look, all I do on my webinars aimed at consumers is Don got me the slides for this. This is Vimeo, and this is a compliant webinar that Lyoness has. He got me the slides for those. All I do is just say the same thing that this guy says. That's all I do. So you could do that on your own Hangout and record it, or just do a screen capture and record it. Whatever works, it really doesn't matter. But you could do that and record it.
Or just play it.
That's what I'm saying. And then just, you know, so.
Well, I mean, you could do a Google Hangout with the presentation being done live, since it's done 3 times a week.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Or you could drive people to one of Lyoness's things. Yeah, that's what you're saying, right?
Well, I'm saying to do it through your Google Hangout so that you've got a recording that you can post or send out at other times other than 9 o'clock
Exactly.
Sunday, Tuesday,
Right,
Thursday.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because it ends up on your YouTube account, and so then you could make this really easy. You could download all of your contacts right here. Okay, you could export all your contacts, and you could go through. You don't need to be messaging more than about 25 a day, but you could go through and message 25 a day and say, the message I use is really innocuous. It's, hey, this is Lee Cole. We've been First Tier Connections for some time here on LinkedIn. And then I talk about how I had a problem in my business, which was basically I was working all the time. And I decided to solve that, and I wanted to share this video that I made with you about my solution. Nothing to buy here, you know. It's just, you know, you just do that in a really, really pulled back way, you know, just kind of a real laid back kind of, hey, this is what I'm doing. Thought I would share it with you, and you know, let me know if it makes sense. That kind of thing. That would work really well too. But see, you just go back through all those contacts and you message those people separately. And you know, you got 3,000 contacts or 1,000 or 500. You know, it'll take you a month to go through. Well, see, 25 times 30 is 750, right? Yep. So for 1,000, it'd take you a month to go through 1,000. So that means if you had 1,000, you'd just be hitting up everybody every month. If you do that, you're going to be getting a person a week into your deal. That means you're getting 50 people a year. That means in 2 years you got 100 people, and let's say on average, if every person gets a person in,
Mm-hmm.
you got 200. And we got the inside skinny on the numbers. When you get up into numbers like that, your team starts growing on its own. So that right there is a 2-year game plan to retirement. So march forward and conquer.
Yep.
So there you have it.
Absolutely.
Very cool. And then, you know, another cool thing about LinkedIn and social media is you don't have to do it in real time. You know, like if you have a job or something, somebody could sit on here at 7:30 in the morning for 30 minutes and do all their LinkedIn stuff for their business. And then the only thing they have to do is just, you know, check it, and every now and then when somebody wants you to talk to them, just make an appointment, talk to them on the phone. Cool beans.
Yep.
Well,
True.
thank you so much, guys. We have another one in
Nice
the
done,
books.
Woody.
And
Thank you.
y'all have a wonderful week.
Thanks. You too.
All of you too.
Ditto.